Hey foodies, welcome to Cooking Shooking. In this video, we are going to make a recipe of masala dosa. You can see it looks very delicious. It's crispy yet fluffy. We are not going to make a crunchy cardboard like dosa. It's going to be super tasty and easy to make once you see this video. I'm going to share lots of tips and tricks with you guys today. So let's begin. So first we are going to make the dosa batter, guys. This is just my recipe and my version. Everyone has their own version. Here I am taking 2 cups of rice. This is just regular rice, not any special or boiled rice. Basically this is Sona Masuri rice, 2 cups. Along with that I am taking 1/3 cup of chana dal. Along with the chana dal I am also adding half a cup of urad dal. If you don't have urad dal, you can also use half a cup of urad. For the fermentation, basically we are going to add 1 teaspoon of methi or fenugreek seeds. Mix all of this together. After that we are going to wash it with some water. Most of the times the rice and the dals have a coating of some kind of a powder, so we have to get rid of that. So we are going to mix it really well with some water. Get rid of that, wash it 2 or 3 more times or until the water is clear. After the water is clear, we are going to soak it for about 4 to 5 hours. Just add some fresh water right now, drinking water, and let it soak for about 5 hours. After 5 hours, what we are going to do is make a batter. So here I have a grinding jar. In this I am adding the dal and the rice. We are going to use this water, please don't throw it away. So for grinding the batter, I am taking the same water in which we soak the dals and the rice because that will aid in fermentation. So just take a little bit of that water and then grind this to a paste. Most of us don't have wet grinders, we have this blender jar at home. That is why I am using this. Even I don't have a wet grinder because the options are very limited. We don't make idlis every day, guys. So one con of this is that this will get hot, so you have to grind this in short bursts. We don't want the batter to get hot. As you can see, I have made a batter out of this. We want a slightly grainy batter for the dosas. Don't make it too fine, otherwise your dosas won't be very nice. So after the batter is ready, we are going to transfer it to a metal bowl. So this is the first batch, guys. I am going to grind the second batch right now. You can see I have kept a balance between slightly smooth and slightly grainy batter. Our dosa batter is almost ready. I am going to just mix it really well for about 2 minutes. Use your hands for this step. This will aid in fermentation. You can see the consistency as well. Looks great, isn't it? So our batter is looking much more fluffier and nicer. Now we are going to keep it for fermentation. Hyderabad is not very cold. You can use any blanket or any shawl. Just place that over top of this. Just place your bowl with the cover itself. I'm just covering the bowl with a plate and then I'm going to cover it with the shawl. I'm going to keep it aside for fermentation for about 12 hours. Sometimes in winters it can also take 24 hours, but in summers it will just take 10 to 12 hours. How to check if the batter is fermented? You can just smell it or see if it has increased in volume, and then your batter will be ready. Basically your batter should have small perforations or small aeration bubbles like this. So now after the batter is fermented, we are going to make the aloo masala. For that, here I have a kadhai. In this I am going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. For a much more authentic flavor, you can use coconut oil or even ghee. We are going to make a tempering for the aloo masala, which is the key step of the recipe. So make sure the oil is very hot. Once it is hot, we are going to take 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds and then we are going to add it. Mustard seeds should splutter. If they don't splutter, then you have to start again. Once they begin spluttering and dancing, we are going to add the curry leaves. Along with the curry leaves, I am also going to add some ginger. Adding ginger is very important, guys. Along with that, I am also going to add about 2 or 3 green chilies which are roughly chopped and 2 onions which are sliced. It can be rough guys, you don't have to chop it very fine. I'm also going to add a little bit of turmeric powder and then we are going to begin cooking it. We just have to cook it for about 1 or 2 minutes, you don't have to cook it too much. So as you can see, the onions are looking cooked and they are looking nice. Now we are going to add the potatoes to it. Here I am taking 5 boiled and peeled potatoes. I have just cut it into smaller size. You can also mash it and then use it. I'm also going to add about 1 teaspoon of red chili powder, salt as per taste, and about 1 good tablespoon of chopped coriander. This will bring a very nice fresh flavor. Now we are going to cook it really well. If the kadhai is moving, you can hold the kadhai with one hand and then keep mixing it with the other. So what is happening right now is that the aloo is sticking to my kadhai. This will happen with you as well. What we can do is you can add a little bit of water to it and then you can start mixing it really well. Basically we are deglazing the aloo. After that, what you can do is you can take a potato masher or any spoon and then mash the potatoes. We just want to bring a binding in the potatoes, you don't have to mash it too much. One should be able to see the potato chunks, remember that. That's how I like it guys. If you want to make it in my style, you can follow that step, otherwise it's your choice. Our potato mixture or our potato masala is almost ready. Why am I saying almost? It's ready guys. I'm turning off the flame now and I'm going to keep it aside. So we'll get back to the dosa batter. As you can see, it has fermented well for about 12 hours. I am removing the plate and you can even see the condensation in the plate. And you can see the batter right now. It is looking very fluffy and there are small bubbles as well. What we are going to do now is mix it really well. Be careful. We don't want to get rid of all that aeration. Looks amazing, isn't it? What we are going to add is salt as per taste. We didn't add salt before because sometimes, especially in winters, the salt can interfere with the fermentation process. Along with the salt, I'm also going to add a little bit of water and then we are going to give it a slight good mix. Don't be very harsh with it. So there you go guys, our batter for the dosa is ready. You can see the consistency, it is in flowing stage, not too thick, not very runny. The consistency is perfect. Now we are going to make the dosas. Making dosas is an art in itself. We are going to heat up a tawa. Here I am taking a non-stick tawa. We are going to heat it up in high flame. Once it is hot, we are going to check if it is hot or not. You can keep your hand above it, otherwise you can also sprinkle a little bit of water. If it starts bubbling, it's ready. It is not bubbling right now. So we are going to heat it for a few more seconds. After that, we are going to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. Wipe off the water and then we are going to start making the batter. Why did we do that water step? Because if the dosa tawa is too hot, then the batter will not stick to the tawa. If it does not stick to the tawa, then it will not be crispy. See, making dosas is super simple. As you can see how I am adding a ladle full of the batter. You can also add 2 ladles and then you can start spreading it around. Just go in one circle and then you will have the perfect dosa look. So to begin with, we are going to keep the flame high so that we can get rid of all that extra moisture. If you want to make a much more thinner dosa, then you can scrape off that excess batter. Once the batter dries out, then we are going to add about 1 to 2 teaspoons of oil and then we are going to lower the flame a little bit and then cook it until it is golden. If you cook it in high flame, then you will get a soft and crispy dosa. If you cook it in low flame, then you will get a crispy dosa. See, my flame is not very wide enough and my tawa is very wide, so what I am doing right now is I am cooking it in all sides. Once I see golden edges, that's when I will place the potato mixture. You can be as generous as you want to be right now and then you can fold the dosas or roll it as per your preference. By the way, if you want to see how to make Mysore masala dosa, then do let me know. Smearing a red chutney on top of a dosa like this does not make it a Mysore masala dosa, guys. I've been there, I've tasted the Mysore masala dosa. It's much more different. For now, you can see how it looks so amazing. It's ready to eat right now. I'm going to show you one more dosa. You can see I followed every step similarly and the dosa looks perfect, isn't it, from top. Once I fold it, you will see what's inside. See what happened right now? The dosa does not have a good color and it is not crispy as well. Why is it? Because the batter did not stick to the tawa. So you have to ensure that the dosa tawa is cold before you pour the batter into it. So right now I'm going to make a nicer dosa. Every dosa is nice, just that we want it to be crispy. So lots of water, wipe it off and then add the batter and then cook it. Now this looks perfect, isn't it? Our dosa is ready, looks super crispy from out and it is, guys. Now we are going to serve it. It's perfect with some sambar and some coconut chutney. So there you go, guys, that was my dosa recipe and it is perfect with some Szechuan chutney as well. I'm not kidding. This is my homemade Szechuan chutney. You can see the texture of the dosa, it is super crispy as well as it is soft as well. It's not that we are eating cardboard. Trust me, guys, a super crispy dosa can be a cardboard too and you know what I'm talking about. This one is crispy yet soft and fluffy from inside. That's how it needs to be. So that was my recipe for the masala dosa. Do try this recipe, guys. I'm sure you're going to like this one. If you didn't like it for any reason, feel free to click the dislike button. See you soon with one more delicious recipe. Until next time, do click the subscribe button so that you get notified about my upcoming videos. Bye for now. Take care. Happy cooking.